Okay. My name is Zach, and Guinness is my service dog. I joined Soldier's Best Friend probably last February. That's whenever I adopted Guinness at the local shelter here in Sierra Vista. And I served in the Army for 20 years. Do you want me to go over things that I've done?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
When did you come back home?
My last deployment was in 2009. I mean, I went to Korea, but that's not really deployment. So, but
I actually have to ask, how'd you settle on the name Guinness?
Well, he looks like a beautifully poured Guinness. So he's got a brindle color and then a foamy top. So,
Very nice. Um, Tell us about, I guess, not only the transition back to living here, but also when you noticed that you might need some, when you noticed that you were having some problems, and that what made you reach out for help?
uh, a long string of things. I went through a divorce, and that's whenever I guess the storm probably got its greatest. And that was pretty close to, COVID was hitting. I was about to retire. Lots of different things were compiling all at the same time. And that's whenever I was like, yeah, I would love to have a service dog that I could take anywhere that I go.
Did somebody tell you about Soldier's Best Friend, or did you just stumble upon it?
Um, I forget exactly how it happened, but I stumbled across Leslie and Hero Paws, and that's whenever I came in and I started talking to her, and she said that she actually was doing her training program, but then she was also working with Soldier's Best Friend as well, and so she told me that it's a pretty easy process to go through, and we'll get a service dog trained.
Was it a reasonably easy process for you?
Yeah, it was. There was a little bit of time, but I mean, it's one of those things you understand. There's a dog, there's evaluation, there's the vet visit, right? It's a process, and it was a pretty easy process for sure. It's not like it happened overnight, but it definitely was easy.
Could you give us an example of something that you were having trouble doing, something the rest of us might take for granted? Example, maybe grocery shopping, something. Yeah.
Yeah,
You laugh, yeah, yeah,
walking into Costco, that is anxiety like
would
to
you,
the max. Uh, Costco is a trigger place for me. Like I like to go to Costco because of what they offer, but I can't handle it. There's too many people and too many inconsiderate people, and that's whenever I was like, yeah, having him would definitely help that.
so have you been into Costco with Guinness?
No, I haven't taken that leap because just going gives me anxiety. I'm a hermit. I don't like being around other people.
Um, what, excuse me, um, is there something you can say that Costco maybe is down the line a bit?
Hmm.
Maybe you'll be able to do that, or you'll want to do that. Is there something else you can think of that you were having trouble doing that now that you've got Guinness to accompany you is something you can now handle and is easier?
Yeah, just going through any pop packed store, Walmart's. I haven't taken him to the grocery store just because it's so small here. I don't want to constantly be concerned that he's going to get run over by a cart or something. But Walmart, it helps. Going to Lowe's, it's much easier going to Lowe's now with him, except for when people have untrained dogs, and it kind of it makes him go crazy. But uh, I mean, it's just being able to deal with day-to-day activities and Guinness being there. And I mean, there's times that he senses and he's like up in my face and he makes me recognize that I'm having issues.
So that's one of the things he does for you. If you could summarize what Soldier's Best Friend has done for you, um, we'd love to hear that, just in a general sense.
Soldier's Best Friend has helped me learn, number one, how to train a dog. I guess I would say the proper way, not using harsh corrections or anything, but using very compassionate and enticing training to get him to do the things that I need him to do. But just, simply having a place to come to, socializing with other people that are in similar situations. And, Leslie has been fantastic because she knows more about me than most people that aren't my family.
What would you tell another veteran if you had the opportunity who you saw was struggling? Would Soldier's Best Friend immediately come to mind, and what would you tell them?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend Soldier's Best Friend. Just having a great dog that is smart, well trained, behaves well, something that keeps you from having to stress and worry about another entity, but they are there for you. And also just simply having to think and be considerate of another being a dog, a service dog, that it really helps to kind of keep you from going off into the abyss, per se.
Did you have trouble convincing yourself to do this? Or another question would be, if you have mentioned this to other veterans, what is the biggest obstacle you face in convincing them to do something like Soldier's Best Friend?
I don't think there's many obstacles to convincing people. A lot of the times, it's just simply people don't know that the programs are available. Most of the times, I just bring up this facility itself, and they're just unaware that it exists. And so, awareness is one of the biggest things that would help a lot of people. But also kind of just calming their anxiety, letting them know the process is that it isn't that hard of a process. It is a pretty easy process. It takes time. That's the biggest thing is it takes time, but once it happens, it is completely worth it.
So once you found out about Soldier's Best Friend and you realized you wanted some help, you just dove right in. You didn't have any hesitation.
No, I didn't hesitate at all. I contacted my doctors and did all the medical evaluation stuff that was required, which was pretty easy process. And then after that, it was just going through the approval.
And the other people in your life, do they tell you that they notice a change or?
Yeah, my sister, she's temporarily living with me, and she praises how well Guinness is trained and how well behaved he is. And she helps highlight some of the things of why he's doing, like getting in my face or doing certain things. It's to help me understand as well that maybe I should do a little bit of internal reflection. Guinness.
Any other questions you guys want to throw out? Zach, we're all done.
Awesome.
Thanks, Zach.
That was easy.
Appreciate it. That's a great name because